Hi guys, I'm very excited to be getting into this week's new releases. It's been quite a while since we've had some new releases. But what I seem to be doing lately is just collabs, basically. So this week is no exception. The big release of this week is a collab, and then I have some miscellaneous doodles here to go over with you, and then I will also be going over the quarterly fonts. So let's get into the main event, which is this Shark Week / Shark Attack themed collab with April of Geeky Giraffe Design. This is our second collab. The first one was a baseball themed one. But when she sneaked some of this shark themed art, I was thrilled to be invited to collab with her on that as well, because I am super obsessed with sharks, and I did not have any shark themed foil. I think I included some sharks in the mermaid collection, if I remember correctly. I don't think it was in the beach collection, but I did a lot of fish themed stuff for the mermaid collection, and then I think I threw in some sharks. But this foil bundle is all shark related. So I just have the full box page and then the washi page here to show you. You can see everything else on her website, because there are a million pages of the kit. And just a reminder, we are in the print partnership program together, so I can print off her kits for you, because she is a printable only shop. But because of the partnership, you can purchase the listing from her and then purchase the listing from me, so that I can go ahead and print any of her kits for you. So you will be able to get your hands on this, even if you are not able to print your own kits at home. And then I have a few other shops in that partnership, and one on the way. Very exciting. But not as exciting as this amazing shark themed kit. Like, this art is just the best, and I love all these shark themed movies. I have not heard of The Shallows, but since it's like primarily featured in this art, I think I should check it out. I feel like The Meg definitely has to be one of these in here, because that's one of my favorite shark movies for sure. The second one was okay, but I think I really liked the first one a lot. Was not super thrilled about Jaws though. Anyways, so this is kind of meant to watch on Shark Week, but I think that's already passed for this year. I honestly have no idea when Shark Week is. I've never watched it, but something you could definitely save this kit for, or just any old time if you are as obsessed with sharks as I am, or use it for when you're watching a shark movie. But yeah, this is kind of just a little preview of the kit, and then I'll kind of explain how my bundle will work in collaboration with that. So the first page, as usual, first of all, let me just go over the foil colors. I did foil this in copper because I think that's probably what I would use personally. The orange of this copper I feel like works the best with the orange of the kit. It's like kind of the closest shade of orange. And it like complements these boxes enough without like blending in. But for the other foil colors I would recommend, I would say either light pink, like to go with this pink, or pink holo would work. Or if you wanted to, if you had to do a blue, I wouldn't suggest it because there's so much blue in the kit, it would just kind of blend in. But if you had to do a blue, ice blue would be the option. And you could do matte silver, of course, or any of the other silvers if you want to go really shark themed, but that's what I'd recommend. And then this is in copper. So as usual, the first page of full box overlays here matches up perfectly with the first page of the kit. A lot of these are going to be interchangeable though. There's only like, I think one that is like super duper specific, which is obviously the movie box. But the others you can kind of like interchange as you please. But I did design them like directly over these boxes, so like they're guaranteed to work the way that they are laid out here. So let's see, for this clothing flat lay I have like a little waves border box, which is super fun. I don't think I've seen that kind of like waves design done before as like a border, so I'm loving that. And then for the double box scene, we just have like an offset border, and then of course waves at the bottom, and there's a little shark fin on that side, and then there is a shark breaching on that side with a little water splash. So they're just hanging out in the bottom corners of this scene, which is like the living room scene. And then this upright box with like a stack of clothing has the waves in the opposite corners, and then sharks in the other opposite corners. And then we have our full confetti design down here around this hand box, which I did want to use the full one on this one because there's a lot of empty space around the edges that you can fill up. So that's what the confetti looks like. There's just various different sharks, and then shark tooth down there, shark fin, there's some like water splashes around. So there's the full, and then the medium four corner confetti goes over this box with the like wax melts. And then on this one, I thought it would be really fun to do one where it's like an overhead view of the sharks swimming in the water, and there's like little water ripples there too. So I wanted to keep this one simpler because the charcuterie board is just such busy art. So this one's just kind of hanging out on the edge. And then since this one is like the movie marathon themed box with all of the movies and then the popcorn and the remote, I decided to lean into that with this little film reel and then little popcorn as well. And then there's a shark on the film reel too. So that's kind of supposed to like go on the edge here, but the popcorn is also kind of overlapping the popcorn bowl a little bit, which is super fun. But yeah, I put it on this side so it doesn't really interfere with like the cover art over here. But yeah, that is the main page of overlays. And then we have the two underlay pages, which the underlays are fairly simple. They're just like waves with little shark fins in them. Kind of seemed like the obvious choice. And then we have the headers page. I think that dot is like built into the paper. Yeah, it looks like it is. So yeah, for our headers, we have the confetti headers up here. And then header option 2 is various sharks, and I think there's a little fish in there just to fill in space. And then they're kind of alternating direction every third one. And then this one is waves. So I wanted to do waves, but I wanted to make it different from the underlay waves in case you use them both. So these waves are like much more closely crammed in together than on the underlays, and there's no shark fins. You can of course request all of one type of header or really any mixture that you can think of. So for the overlays on this page, we have the Shark Week one, which is meant to go over this box. What April typically does in her kits is that she will take a pattern background and then do a black quote over that, like a little built-in quote box for you, so you don't have to buy foil. But for our collabs, what I like to do is just get that quote file from her and just turn on into foil if you do want to like overlay that and make it a foiled version. So this is the foiled one that you're just going to layer right on top there, and it's going to fit perfectly. You see, lines up perfectly. You will notice that this version is like, I forget what it's called. It's like a grunge version, so it's like almost transparent in some places, like you can kind of see through it a little bit. It's not like fully filled in, but I knew that wouldn't translate very well to foil, so I did just fill in a lot of the spaces. Like you can see that W has like gaps in it, but I did have to like fill it in because I knew that it would not foil well at all if I tried to do that. So it is going to be a little bit different, but it's still going to overlay perfectly, and you're not going to see any of the black through. Or at least you shouldn't, if you line it up just right. But yeah, so that's going to look super cool. And then since I always include a second overlay on this page, I just did this little shark border one It's like a double border with sharks in the corners. And you can do that over any of the alternate full boxes because there are many, many, many other full boxes available in the kit. And then for the deco, I just have some larger sharks down here. And we have like a little trio of circling sharks. And then we have the shark tooth and shark fin. And then for the teeny ones, we have like a little shark icon. And then some confetti versions over here. So yeah, those. Oh, and the big ones you can kind of use as like full box overlays if you want as well. So that's that page. And then for the washi page, as usual, I had a lot of fun with the washi. So I did bring back a kind of reef design for like the main theme. I've done reefs for the mermaid collection, but I don't think I used the specific reef, or if I did, not like this, obviously. I did change it up a little bit, and I added in the sharks, of course. So there's 1, 2, and 3 sharks plus little sharks in the background, way off in the distance for that reef, and then I did include little waves at the top too, so you're kind of getting like a little sliced view of the ocean there. I just think that's the coolest thing ever. And then of course we have the confetti washi too, which I left really sparse because if you're like me, then you're gonna use it over one of these really busy pattern washis. Obviously the reef is going to go over the blue because it's the ocean background, and then the confetti is going to go over this really busy one, so I decided to keep the confetti design a little bit sparser for that purpose. Of course you could switch them up, and a lot of people do this, which is where they'll do the more solid design washi over the busier pattern, so you can kind of see it better, and then the confetti over the solid washi. You can do whatever you want, but I decided to give you guys 2 like very different options for the washi. Okay, and then got a lot of add-on options. So for the main like usual add-on, we have 2 additional full box overlays, tall box and big box options. So I put the quotes on this page just for convenience's sake. So the first one is obviously fluent in sarcasm because I had to put that somewhere in the kit. That's like one of the most famous like shark themed quotes, and that has a little like front facing shark there. And then this border quote says, "Live every week like it's Shark Week." Yes ma'am. Also, these like black spots right here are only for these demo products and will not appear in any products that you order. And then for the tall box, I spent so much time on the tall box and the big box making sure that both of them worked perfectly for both options provided to you in the kit. So whatever you get, these are gonna like line up. So there's like a female tall box and then a male tall box, and I arranged all this stuff in such a way that it's not gonna like cover up anything important, and it kind of looks natural in the box. But I obviously had to do like the little jaws shark coming up from the bottom, and then there's like more sharks up here, and then the water at the top, and there's like bubbles as well. I just think that looks super cool. And then like the person is kind of hanging out there in the middle, so he's not covering up too much. I think he's covering up like their legs and stuff, so don't worry, this works with whichever one you choose to do. And then the big box as well, I think there's like a bed scene, and then the living room scene is also available as a big box option. So this is going to work with that. We have the little waves corners at the top, and then the bottom is just like a little snippet of the reef. So there's like one piece of the reef over here, and then a different one over here with a couple of sharks. That shark like works really well with, I feel like, this kind of vignette that I'm trying to portray here. So yep, again, that will work with whatever big box you choose. And then we have our whole reinforcers on the page. I've realized throughout the past year or so, looking at y'all using my whole reinforcers in your spreads, and mine are a bit on the bigger side, so they're kind of jutting into the spread a little bit, like where your full boxes and underlays are supposed to go. So I'm going to try to make them a little bit smaller. So this is kind of the first like view of that. So they look like they're not fully filling out the sticker, but that's intentional. So I just don't have to reformat every single thing. But yeah, they're kind of more centrally located, which I think still looks fine. I think that's going to work a little bit better. So we'll try that out. And then I just, as usual, added 2 dividers onto the bottom empty spaces here, and they're the overhead sharks. So that is the main add-on that's going to be in the regular bundle listing. And then as a separate add-on, first I, as usual, as of like the past few kits or foil bundles, I'm going to offer the underlays available a la carte as well in case you use extenders and you need extra underlays. So they will be available as their own sheet. And then we have the birthday add-on because there are a lot of birthday boxes available in the kit. And I wanted to have specific like shark birthday overlays for those. So on the birthday page, there is a separate double box scene, big box, and then there's, I think, at least four, maybe three or four full boxes as well. So there's a couple of overlay options for those. So the scene for the big box and the double box scene is the same scene. It's just, blown up a little bit for the big box. So I kept the overlays very similar for those. It's like a little banner that says happy birthday, and then there's like streamers, and then there's like a little table layout with the cake and everything and other food items. So I kept with the streamer theme, but I made them shark themed streamers. So I have some here for the double box scene, and then the big box, and then I added extra waves at the bottom of the big box, and then there's sparkles throughout because I really didn't want to cover up too much of it because they're very busy boxes, but this does give them like a birthday vibe, a shark birthday vibe specifically. And then for these 2 down here, we have another quote, have a fantastic birthday, which had to do that one. It just kind of came to me and I just had to do it. And there's a shark fin, of course. And then this one I thought was really fun too. So I took the cake. You may recognize that cake from the freebie that I synced on Insta a while ago. Not a while ago, fairly recently. But then I included the little shark on the cake as well, and some seaweed as well to make it a shark themed cake. So I thought that one was really cute. And then I had fun with the deco too. So you get a little shark wearing a birthday hat. And then this one, which is from the other big box, he's carrying balloons now, which these crack me up so much. And then there's extra streamers with sharks on them that are not necessarily the same ones as up here, so there's extras. So if you do use more of the birthday themed boxes, you can use these as deco on those, or these as deco on those. So there you go, you can build your own full box overlay. But yeah, that's the birthday add-on. So this will be in a separate listing just like this. Well, they already are available in shop in separate listings, but yeah, very excited about those. So that is the shark collab. Oh, by the way, this obviously is called just sharks in my shop because I'm pretty sure that Shark Week is probably like trademarked or something. But for the other releases this week, we'll stick with the foil first and go over the fonts. So there's 3, 2, and 1. So quarterly font 1 is a little retro Halloween-y font. I think I'm going to call it Groovy Ghosts or something, but right now it's Q3 font 1. But here's the plain unfoiled version. So you can see it's retro, but the O's are little ghosts. So nice and simple and subtle. But if you like retro fonts and you want something that is still Halloween themed, then this is the option for you. This is the script sampler. So, as usual, I cram as much as I can onto these script sampler sheets. So you get plenty. And then here is the sparkly holo version. Just so you can see that foiled. And then font 2 is this foresty font, which obviously it works better with the larger words. You can really see the trees through there. But then with smaller scripts, it just kind of looks like splotches. So just keep that in mind. That's why I would recommend using this font for quote overlays, which are always available to get your quarterly fonts as quote overlays, or just or washi overlays as well, custom washi quotes, or just stick to the big scripts like that. But I mean, you can still use them all together. Like, you'll be able to tell if you see enough of these big scripts, you'll kind of be able to tell that the same theme is carried on into the smaller scripts. So, I mean, you can see from the sheet that, like, it'll work. But I just love this foresty theme. It'll work well for fall kits, you know, outdoors / nature kits, anything that has a lot of trees, like twilight kits too, this will work for. But I just thought that was like a really fun, unique font that I haven't really seen in many other places. And then font 3. For font 3, well, I always do like seasonal / holiday ones for fonts 1 and 2, and then font 3 is always like a more anytime font. But this one I think is like called Fall Flare, so it's like meant to give fall vibes, and I do like it. It's almost like a mix between like typewriter and farmhouse kind of fall vibes. So, yep. Nice plain font, but it is a little bit on the wider side. Okay, so those are the quarterly fonts available through the end of the quarter, which will end in September, at the end of September. So that's that. And then next we have the Doodles that are now available in shop. So we have 2 groups here. One are the book journal doodles, which obviously, since book journaling is the new craze, I feel like, in the planner world, I had to do some doodles so that we could all mark in our main planners when we are working in our book journals. So we have 4 different options here, and they're all rainbow. So first we have the book and journal stickers, which are like your open book, like the one that you're reading, and then the closed journal next to it with the little pencil. And then there's little book journaling stickers on the outside of it. So you get like book stacks here, your open, like slightly open books there, and then the rating stickers are all there. So that's the rainbow of that. And then we have the closed book journal stickers. So it's the same book journal as this teeny one here, but bigger. So you can like see that it just says my book journal. So this is like a more simple icon. And this is available in the expanded rainbow palette. So this is the rainbow base palette, and then this is the expanded palette, which has more colors. So yeah, a little smaller, simpler icon for that. And then we have 2 versions of the open book journal, because I couldn't really decide on how I wanted to do the TBR font. So here's version 1. So this is like the book journal instead of the book. So you can see the little book journal spread here. So there's like the little open books right there, and then there's a little book stack sticker, and then there's like a little mini like journaling part right here where you have the book, the title, and then the rating underneath, and then like a little blurb that you would write about it. And then this one has like the same sticker sheets as the other one, but it also has a couple of colored pencils at the top and then a little glue stick at the bottom. So that's rainbow of that. And then this TBR font is like outlined, so you can see the color of like the sticker filled in. And then this one, it's like is the same thing, except it's not an outlined font, it's just a solid font. I don't know, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do there, so I did both. So those are the book journal stickers. As usual, these are hand drawn by me, so they are unique and you will not find them anywhere else. Now the next set of doodles are unique and exclusive to my shop, but they are not hand drawn by me. These are the first ones I'm doing that are drawn by Nella of Clip Art Kits, who is obviously one of the best artists. So I knew that when I was asking for a dragon sticker, I would have to ask her and not try to do it myself. I did give her a reference image, and she did an amazing job at converting that to like a planner size doodle, but I kind of like edited it a little bit further and made it more planner accessible, so I'll kind of explain what I did. But the thing to know is that there are 3 unique color palettes for this doodle set, instead of like my usual rainbow palette / expanded rainbow palette. I also have a limited palette. I have many, many different palettes. Also my pink one and my neutrals one. But I did kind of reformat these sheets to be like with different palettes just because of the size of the stickers. So there's a brights, a pastels, and a neutrals. So, and then there's 3 versions / sizes of each palette. So like the main one, and this is the brights palette, is the full-size dragon, which these are sized for like half boxes or square boxes. So these are quite big, but you definitely can't see all the detail that is on these stickers, which is what the other 2 versions are for. But if you do want like a reasonable sized, like full body dragon sticker, here you go. So the color palette for brights is this red, blue, green, yellow, and orange. So like kind of primary colors. And then the second version is the close-up on the dragon head. So this is the one that I kind of edited and took out the extra wing part and kind of like sliced it off right there. So you can see the detail on the head a lot better. Like look at the orange one. A lot of detail going on there. So I definitely wanted to have a little close-up version of that you can use. So this is in 3 sizes. We have the half box / square box size up here. We have the 3rd box size / fancy label size, and then the little thing size at the bottom. And they are facing in different directions. So whatever you need will be on that sheet. And then the 3rd version is the kind of like journaling, like bullet journal size sticker. So these are enormous. These are not really going to fit in your typical, 1.5 inch column width planner spread. If you wanted to use them anywhere, I would say maybe the bottom washi, but it's probably going to be overlapping into your spread a little bit. But these are more meant for bullet journals, or reading journals. Hey, if you're reading 4th Wing, Iron Flame, you go ahead and slap these bad boys on there, and you got some deco perfect for that. And this is the perfect size to see all of the amazing detail that Nella put into these. So that's why these exist. I just had to do a version that would really show it all off. The fun thing about these sheets is that there are like the main 5 colors, but there was like a little gap here that was a little bit smaller, so I couldn't fit another like duplicate of this size dragon. So I did do a slightly smaller dragon in a bonus 6th color. So here's the only place that you'll be able to get this particular shade of purple, which is like a dark purple compared to this purple here, which is more pinky purple. So there's the brights of that, and then we have the pastels, which is pink, purple. This is my branding color teal, so I had to throw that on there. And then light blue and light green, as opposed to the blue and greens from the brights palette. And then here's the pastel heads, and then the pastel journaling size, which has this light yellow as the bonus color. And then we have neutrals. So we have black, gray, white, light brown, and dark brown. And then we have the heads. And then the journaling size with the bonus dark gray color there. So those are the dragons sheets. And like I said before, perfect for 4th Wing. I made sure to have a black and a yellow / gold dragon option available. If you know, you know. Or like House of the Dragon / Game of Thrones, or even if you're just watching How to Train Your Dragon, like anything dragon themed, this is gonna work great for that. Or just, Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. Like there's a lot of dragon media out there. So very excited to be able to offer that, because I haven't seen like proper dragon stickers really anywhere else where they don't look like dinosaurs or sea monsters. That's really what I've seen out there. So really happy to be able to offer an actual dragon looking dragon for you guys. So yeah, that's it for this week's releases. Hope you guys are as excited about these as I am. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be wonderful. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.